When you deploy container services, you need precise control over when deployments fail and roll back. Different applications have different startup patterns and failure tolerances, but default circuit breaker settings may not match your needs. This can cause premature rollbacks for applications with expected startup failures or delayed rollbacks for applications that should fail fast. You can now set deployment circuit breaker thresholds using either a fixed task failure count or a percentage of your service's desired task count. You can choose how failures are counted using a consecutive model, where the counter resets when a healthy task starts, or a cumulative model, where failures accumulate throughout deployment. You can configure different thresholds per environment, setting lower thresholds for faster rollbacks in development and test while allowing more tolerance in production. You can apply these settings to new and existing ECS services using the AWS Management Console, AWS CLI, AWS SDKs, CloudFormation, CDK, and Terraform. When deploying containers on Amazon ECS, you previously had to navigate across multiple tools to understand deployment status, identify failures, and troubleshoot issues, which increased the time to resolve problems. Now you can track deployment progress with a live timeline that shows each phase, service events, and task launch and termination progress with automatic refresh. You can monitor deployment health in real time using circuit breaker status with live task failure proximity and threshold tracking, deployment alarm state, and health checks at both container and load balancer level. You can view failed tasks directly in the deployment timeline with diagnostic context inline, eliminating the need to switch between multiple consoles. You can access deep links to related services such as CloudTrail from the deployment view to pinpoint the root cause of failures faster. These capabilities are available at no additional charge for all ECS services using rolling update deployment type in all commercial and GovCloud US regions. Growing log volumes from cloud-native architectures, AI workloads, and compliance requirements create challenges. Teams need to perform aggregations and trend analysis while maintaining the ability to run full-text searches for incident investigation. The new engine optimized for log analytics addresses this by providing both capabilities in one service. You can create a new domain on OpenSearch 3.5 or above, select the observability use case, and set the engine mode to optimized. The columnar storage reduces storage costs by up to 70%, allowing you to retain up to 3x more data at the same cost. You can ingest data 2x faster on the same hardware while running analytical queries 2x faster. The engine supports combining full-text search predicates with analytical SQL in the same query, enabling you to build visualizations through PPL in OpenSearch UI or query via SQL using the API, JDBC/ODBC drivers, and Query Workbench. The engine is available in 12 regions with no additional charges. You need to deploy containerized applications with advanced configurations while maintaining simple deployment workflows, but ECS Express Mode previously only supported basic configurations. You can now use existing task definitions with Express Mode, allowing you to reuse application configurations from your current pipelines. You can add sidecars and custom health checks to services, enabling observability tools, security containers, ulimits, and firelines for log routing. You can integrate with existing C/CD and IAC workflows, preserving your operational practices while gaining automated load balancing, networking, and autoscaling. You can manage applications via task definitions or express mode, choosing whichever method fits your workflow after associating a custom task definition with your service. Organizations conducting vendor assessments face delays when completing due diligence questionnaires and responding to compliance inquiries about AWS services. Compliance officers, auditors, and security engineers need to manually search through multiple compliance documents to answer questions, slowing down vendor assessments. You can now use Assurance Assistant in AWS Artifact to generate citation-backed compliance responses with AI. The feature processes both single questions for immediate answers and bulk XLSX questionnaires, including industry-standard formats like CAKE and SIG. You can export responses with citations from verified AWS compliance documentation, including SOAK reports, ISO certifications, and C5 attestation packages, enabling independent verification of information. You can control access to Assurance Assistant using two new IAM managed policies for read-only or full access. The feature is available at no additional charge through the AWS Artifact console in all commercial AWS regions. Previously, you had to create metric filters or custom metrics as intermediate steps before you could set up alarms on log data, which added complexity to your monitoring workflow. Now you can create alarms directly from log queries in CloudWatch. You can configure an alarm on a log query and specify the alarm threshold directly, eliminating the need for intermediate steps. You can write a query to count error rates by service, set a threshold, and receive an alarm notification with log context when errors spike, all in a single workflow. Alarms created from log queries support standard CloudWatch alarm actions, including SNS notifications and event bridge integrations. You can create log query-based alarms using the CloudWatch console, AWS CLI, CloudFormation, and AWS SDKs. This feature is available in all commercial AWS regions except Middle East, UAE, and Bahrain. Running A/B tests and feature experiments typically requires building and managing separate experimentation infrastructure, which diverts resources from core development work. AWS AppConfig experimentation tools address this by providing managed experimentation capability directly within AppConfig. You can run A/B tests without building separate infrastructure, eliminating the overhead of maintaining experimentation systems. The service uses AI-driven guidance for experiment design, validating your setup against best practices to ensure statistical power. You can target audiences and set traffic allocation through the console, CLI, API, or CDK, giving you control over which users see which variations. After running experiments, you analyze results with CloudWatch or existing tools, then promote winning treatments through AppConfig's safe rollout process. The capability works across EC2, Lambda, ECS, EKS, and on-premises servers, with pay-as-you-go pricing based on experimentation hours.